What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl, Crissy Mac, and I'm back with another podcast. But today's podcast is probably the most requested podcast that I have had on my channel. Today, we are going to be talking to my kidney donor, which is my brother, Desmond. We're going to be talking about thriving through life as a kidney donor. Desmond not only did a selfless act by saving me, but also he is Orlando's top tuner. He has one of the most, I would say, top performance shops. So guys, definitely check him out once we're done here. But let me go ahead. I'm gonna bring on my brother today, and we're gonna talk about his journey as a kidney donor. Hey, Desmond, what's up?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Good, good. I mean, this has been a video that has been requested for a long time. So many people have been waiting for this video. There's so much questions. Just be prepared today.
All right.
So, first of all, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, to be honest with you. I feel normal. I
You
don't
feel
feel off or anything like that. I feel like
you're
how
having
I
a
was
good day.
before. I'm having a good day, yeah.
All right, all right. So, let's just go ahead and just jump right into this. Because, you gave me a kidney, which I'm completely thankful for. But can you take us back to that moment when you decided to become a kidney donor? Like, what made you want to give me that kidney?
Uh, yeah, that's a question. Everybody asks me that.
Everybody's asking about this question.
Yeah, everybody asks me that. What made me want to do it? It's either you have family, which is my sister, and that's what family does. At the end of the day, we all fight for each other. We all thrive with each other, and we all are there for each other. And not only in the times where we can celebrate, but in the true times where it was difficult, hard times like this. So like, I didn't want to not see my sister be here. I didn't want to not see my sister um, gone too soon, or be able to, where she's not here with her family and and her kids. And not even just that, and also for my parents as well. I didn't want them to also feel that. So like, I felt like it was a needed thing to do, of an act for the family, the whole family.
Oh, not just for yourself, but the whole family.
Yeah, the whole family. Yeah.
But you couldn't do without me if I wasn't here, right? Wouldn't we having these conversations, these late night talks? Me and my brother, we go way back, man. I mean, from the New York days to our Florida running around to getting in trouble back and forth. But he's been my right hand, even though you siblings and you're gonna bump heads at times. But he's been my right hand, and I try to be his right hand for him as well. So when he did that for me, guys, I'm telling you, it was shocking because I didn't expect him to call me and tell me that. I remember like it was yesterday. Like I got my paper, I said, "Hey, I'm on that list." And you told me like right then and there that I'm gonna give you the kidney. And I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because when somebody wants to give you a kidney, that's a big deal. I'm like, I
Yeah.
could wait on the list, and but he was very adamant about it, and I
Yeah.
completely am grateful for that.
Yeah.
You remember that day?
I remember that day. Sometimes a lot of people could wait on the list, but the list could be two
Years.
months, 5 months, 1 year, 2 year, year and a half. Sometimes you don't know. You don't know when your time is up at the same time. So we didn't want to wait. As long as you got the green light, I already knew, that we need to make a decision now. We need to make a move now. So like I didn't want to wait for no list or no other chance for any other things to happen. So, once you got the green light, that was my green light.
Aw, I appreciate it. But let me ask you, how did you feel in the lead up to the surgery? Like we did our surgery at Emory Hospital in Atlanta. Was there any fears, any uncertainties that you had to overcome? I mean, like, did you have like butterflies? Were you saying, "Oh, is this the right decision last minute?" Like, how did you feel leading up to that surgery?
I actually didn't feel anything. I feel for sure, I'm a man of God, so I believe, everything in my life that I have achieved and received has been through God, and I knew this was another journey God would lead me through. So like I really did have no fear going up to this. And I know people might be thinking I'm just saying that for camera, but I'm not saying that for camera. There's more fear in not doing this act and then feeling sorry later down the road if something happened, or if your family member wasn't still here on this earth or alive. There's more fear in thinking like that than there is actually making the move so you can save somebody's life. When you're saving somebody's life, there's no fear in that. As you know, there's I'm not gonna say slight excitement, but I'll say it was like a ready moment mentally where I'm ready. I prepared myself, my health, everything. I was working out a lot harder. I was eating a lot cleaner. I was drinking more water. I was doing anything just to make sure like I was 100% before I give my kidney, so my kidney could be 100% to my sister.
That's what's up. That's what's up for real. Because I remember when they were rolling me, I don't know if you remember, like we were in that bed and we were in the gown. And I'm like, wow, I just started to pray instantly because I'm like, my parents have my brother and I, right? Now we have other siblings, but together my parents have us. And my one of my worries at the time was, man, what if something happens to my brother while he's giving me this kidney? Because how are my parents going to bounce back from that? Can my family overcome something like that? Because he's doing something so good, but anything can happen. You just don't know. So for me, that was just one of the things that I was kind of worried about. Not worried, but like I prayed about it. I felt confident because the doctor had came in. Maybe he's like, man, I could do this with my eyes closed. I'm like, don't do that. You know what I mean? But I was just worried that if something happened to you, how was my mom and my dad like bounce back from that as parents? Did you ever think about that?
No, actually, like I said, I thought the opposite.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything like that. I was thinking if something happened to you, then how would my mom and my dad feel with my sister not here? You know, you had a husband and you had kids. You know, I felt like you had more to live for. You know, not saying that I didn't have anything to live for, but I felt like you had more to live for because you already have a family, you already had a husband, you already had kids, you already had your start. Plus, like I had no fear in it. Saving someone's life. You know, that's all it really is. I just had more fear of that person not being here, and then seeing my mom super down and sad by it, or my dad super down and sad by it. So I felt like, this was the way to like it was in a way of saying like that's sacrifice.
Yes. You know, did you face any like a lot of people say, the recovery process takes some time. We know that, right? Like it took us some time. And as soon as we got the transplant, instantly they wanted us to walk. And I remember like, wow, I have to walk right now. Like I have this big cut on my stomach. I don't know if I could do it. My mom was there, my dad was there. I mean, the whole family was there to support us through this process. But did you feel like you had to face any like challenges in the recovery process? And how did you navigate any of those obstacles if you did?
No, not any challenges in the recovery process. The recovery was going to be what it's going to be. It was gonna. I'm not going to say it's like you didn't feel no pain. Like, when I woke up, I didn't feel nothing initially, but then when I woke up after the meds wore off, like, you know, it was different. I've never felt pain like that, and it wasn't pain because of the surgery. It was pain because of all like I guess you say the air that was built up from being cut open,
Hmm.
and I felt my stomach was really expanded on that. But overall, for the recovery wise, it was different, trying to like adjust, trying to sleep in that way and lay it down in bed and after recovery. But like the doctor said, he said the more you walk, the quicker. The more you walk, get on your feet on a daily basis, the quicker the recovery is. And that's 100%. Every single time I just wanted to stay in bed and kind of just mend with the pain. But like I got up, I think I got up and I started walking. My third day, I think by my third day I was up and walking. Third or fourth day I was up or walking after surgery. And then when I went back home, I knew I had to continue walking every single day. I made that a point to walk, walk the block, walk around the neighborhood, just keep walking because I needed to get back on my feet. But that recovery wise, it was pretty normal. It wasn't anything to say like it's not bearable. It was, it was different. I never felt anything like that, so I wasn't used to it. Well, I didn't know what to expect. I also didn't know anybody who was who also gave a kidney. Nobody who I can also talk to and ask questions with and stuff like that. So everything I felt is what I felt for the first time, and I went through for the first time because I never had anybody to like tell me what it's going to feel like, what it's going to be like, what you should do, and I just did what the doctor said. I just walked every single day and keep your body moving. Don't put too much strain on it though, but
Yeah.
just light walking. That's all it is, light walking, and it took time, and then I think I was probably a lot better by the second month. By the second month, I started like it was like nothing, you
Yeah,
know.
I remember that first day that I came to visit you when they told me, okay, it's time for you to start walking. And I'm like, where am I going to walk to? I got to walk around this. I said, let's go visit my brother. So I remember walking into his room and seeing him there laid. I'm like, come on, get up, and you got together, you got dressed, and we walked down the hall for the first time together. And
Yeah,
we walked to that bell. You remember? We walked to the bell and they
yeah,
made such a big deal. Like it, so, I mean, it was a big deal, but they made such a big deal. All the nurses, the doctors, everybody was like, come on, you can do it. As we got closer and closer and we rang that bell together. I
right,
documented this whole thing on YouTube. So it's all on the YouTube channel, but it's like, it was such a great feeling. It's like a huge accomplishment when you sit there and you ring that bell with the person that just gave you life, because I didn't think I was going to live much longer, what I was going through. And just to know, like, I made it out of surgery successful. I walked for the first time. I rang the bell. That's a huge accomplishment. And I just,
yeah,
forever love those nurses that pushed us to keep going, even though there was a moment where like, man, I don't know if I can make it all the way down there. But we did, we
yeah.
did that together. That's an experience that nobody can take away or even understand because we did that together,
Right. I
right?
remember. I remember when I think I came to your room first because I was already up and walking first, and then they told us about ringing the bell, and then
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm just gonna go back to my room. I'll wait. I'll wait till my sister's up there ready to walk, and then because I was already walking, but I said I'll wait to ring the walk the hallway down to ring the bell once my sister was up and ready. And when you came to my door, then that's when I knew you was up and ready. And then I got up and slowly started walking, and we went down that hallway. And I remember that it was that same time when we walked past the desk with all the nurses. They was all cheering, they was all clapping, they was all yelling, they was all excited for us, and happy that we're able to do this together. Yeah, I remember those nurses, like everybody's face, everybody's reaction, everybody's excitement. It made it feel like a good moment, like the weight was lifted off your shoulders.
Yep, it was the best thing. So, like I said, we did our surgery at Emory in Atlanta, and they're really good. You know what I mean? Like, having to pick a hospital to go to that you're going to trust, you definitely need to do interviews. And I personally did interviews, and that's why I ended up selecting Emory. But as a donor, like, how do you feel your care was while you were in the hospital? Do you feel like, can you explain like your care that you got from the hospital?
Yeah, it was good. To be honest with you, I don't know what other transplants are like. I only know through what Emory was like. Emory was like, they were on point before I even had to call them. I didn't have to call for food. I didn't have to call for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anything. They already was like, they were on it. They were on it like immediately. They always checked in to make sure I was comfortable. They always checked in to make sure I needed anything.
Hmm.
They were super friendly. Sometimes you have nurses, they would just come in, do what they got to do, and then they leave. Um, but those particular nurses at that time, whoever those nurses were that were on staff at that time, they made it feel like if you knew them for years.
Yeah.
Talking about their family, we talking about my family, we talking about the reason why we're doing this. They're talking about, it really felt personable. Like it just didn't feel like you're just taking up a bed and then you're ready to check out. Like they made it feel like you're welcome there, and that they're looking out for you genuinely.
Yeah, I had a great experience to be honest with you. I've never had a real issue with Emory when it came to our care in the hospital. It was clean, sanitary. The nurses were on top of it, like you said. Food was delivered because I had a certain diet that I had to be on at that particular time. Anytime I rang that bell, the meds, you remember? Because I'm not gonna lie, that pain hit a little bit different initially, and so I had like the little thing that dispensed the medication. Everything was on point. They were constantly checking my doctors. Like I had a whole team because it's not just the transplant I was dealing with. I also had rheumatology because of the lupus, and everybody wanted to make sure that I was together 100%. And even our parents, like they really showed up in that moment for us just as well, just being there and just holding our hands, just the whole process. And I'm just so thankful for the team, for you, our parents, my amazing husband. Like without them, like I don't know how this process would have gone.
Right.
So, but let me ask you, now that we are done with the transplant, it's been a couple of years, we've been going strong. How has your perspective on life changed? And your health, like becoming a kidney donor, like what's your perspective on life now? Is there any profound lessons that you've learned? Anything you've gained from this particular situation, experience?
Um, I would say, you know, you have to really appreciate life. You appreciate, if you're feeling healthy, if you're here every single day, be able to open your eyes every single day. You have to appreciate life, because I closed my eyes on that surgery table not knowing if I was going to open my eyes
Yep.
when it was done. When I closed my eyes, I didn't know if I was going to live through it. Didn't know if my sister was going to live through it. But like, you have to appreciate life, even the little things. Waking up every single day, I feel excited and feeling thankful to be alive every single day. That's my perspective on something like that. Now, health wise, you said what was the question for the health wise or like anything
Yeah, like
different?
I just want to know like what your take is on life, like do you see life, do you feel, are you living to live your best life right now because life's not promised, because right now you have one kidney just as well,
Right,
right?
right.
So do you see things a little bit different, or you said, no, I'm the same?
Well, no, I'm the same. Just I gotta always just I feel no different. I don't look at it differently where I have to like be cautious or be like, oh my God, I'm nervous to live life. I'm nervous to, maybe have a little glass of wine or where I'm able I can't eat certain food or like I'm not cautious at all. I just make sure that myself is healthy. I get my checkups with my doctor and I check my kidney function every year. And my doctor tells me, he's like, man, your kidney function is stronger than you have for your one kidney function seems stronger than most people who has two. And I told him that's crazy. It's
That
kind of funny.
is.
But he tells me that every single time when I come to get checked up, when he tells me my results. But no, I don't. I view life better, but I don't live life differently.
Okay.
So it's a balance. It's a balance. I live the life the same exact way, even if I had two kidneys or if I never had this experience. I'm living life the same exact way, but at the same time, every single day I'm thankful for the life that I have and the life that I also gave.
Yeah, because one of the subscribers actually just wrote on here wanting to know how often do you do blood work, but you just answered it for him. So you go in annually right
Yeah,
now.
I go in. I go in annually. I've never been a sick child. I've never been on anything diabetes or anything wrong with me. Like I've never had any complications in life or anything like that. So I just go in once a year to do my annually, and everything checks out fine. Now, if there was something where something stood out to my doctor, then I'm sure he would tell me to come in more often or do it more frequently. But every single year I go in like clockwork, and every single year it's right on point. I still eat the same foods I want. I still do the same things I want. Still drink the same things I want. It's just I probably would drink more water because I only have one kidney, so I got to just keep it filtered out a lot better. But that's about it. Nothing has changed from the normal.
All right. We do have some questions. One person said, watching both of you go through this again made me cry with joy. I'm glad you're both doing well. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Yeah,
it. I have another one that says, so thankful you saved my bestie. So happy you guys are doing great. I'm so happy too. There was many days that I was crying on everybody's shoulder and saying my goodbyes and prepping myself and doing all those necessary things because you just don't know. So everybody's seeing us bounce back to where we are. I feel like, to be honest, when I look at you and I feel like we're in a better place than before. How do you
yeah,
feel? I
yeah.
do. I feel like when you
I,
go through something like that, I'm just
yeah,
better.
you look at the person differently. You look at that person. Well, not much of on my end, probably more on your end. Because I'm still the same. I'm still the same. But you probably look at things differently. You probably look at it like I have a different love for that person now. I have a different respect for that person now. I'm gonna be more patient, understanding with that person now. So
Not all the
like,
time, y'all. Not
so
all the
maybe on your end you may
time.
feel that, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but even when we look at each other, right? Like for me, when I look in the mirror now, I'm a completely totally different person. You remember the day that you came and you surprised me here and you came with your packet to tell me like, "Hey, I got approved," and you scared the crap out of me. Like I look so fragile. My skin was like dull. My You could see all my collarbone. I look like a stick figure, just to be honest. I was looking terrible. And to see me now working out, encouraging other people to do the same
Yeah,
things, like taking my health a lot more seriously, like things like that change you because you get
yeah,
a second chance. Like my brother gave up his kidney, and I don't want him to ever feel like, man, I gave this girl my kidney and she out here being reckless. She not doing taking care of herself. Like if somebody's gonna give you an organ, I feel like you need to go above and beyond. You need to try your hardest to stay as healthy as possible. Do all the necessary things. Take your medications, go to your doctor's appointments, work out. I cannot stress this enough. And even for those that, gave a kidney transplant, you need to work out just as well too because you're functioning off of one kidney. So it's important to be walking. I'm not telling anybody to go out there and lift anything and be like, anything like that, but I'm just saying some kind of physical activity, right?
yeah,
Because I learned the other day, I was watching something and they said every time you work out, you add on a couple of hours onto your life. And you know me, I want to live. I want to live. You, I'm an auntie, you guys. Let me just first off start with that. My brother has a beautiful, beautiful daughter. And so I'm officially an auntie. And I want to be there to see my niece grow up, play with my kids. Like, this is a whole new chapter in my life. And I
yeah,
want to be there, right?
yeah,
Like, I don't know about you when you became an uncle for the first time, but me becoming an aunt is it's a feeling that is like no other because I had some great, amazing aunts in my life. And I want to be that for my niece. Right. So I'm making sure I'm taking care of myself because I need to be here for not only my brother, my niece, my kids, my husband, my parents, everybody.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
it's amazing. This new
yeah,
chapter is amazing,
yeah. That's good.
right? But
Yeah,
the biggest thing that I am personally proud of is your success that God has blessed you with since you gave that kidney, right? You are now a entrepreneur, but not no just mediocre. You a top dog, right? You are entrepreneur, you're doing your thing. You have your performance shop. This was a dream that we used to lay in bed at night and talk about together, right? You calling me from, when you just at that point in life and now you're like, I must take this leap of faith and I'm gonna do this, right? You open up your shop in the midst of all the chaos, getting a kidney transplant. We're going through pandemic. There's so much going on, but you did it. And so
yeah,
for those of you that are watching that, say, my life is done. It's not, okay? Because my brother's doing it and he has one kidney. So you can function off of one kidney. But being an entrepreneur, how do you manage your business responsibilities while also just undergoing the kidney process, living with one kidney or healing through that process? Like, what are some challenges you may have had at that moment? Or just tell us about being an entrepreneur and dealing with this.
Um, well, I told people, a lot of people, this story. When right before I went in, I told a few people this story, and whatnot, and it really hit me. I was on the table about to get prepped for surgery, and I had my gown on and everything like that. And right before they put the mask on for me to go to sleep, for surgery, you know, I asked God, if I can make it through this surgery, if it's one thing I can do, if I can make it through this surgery, this business that I'm trying to build, just help me, lead me every step of the way, and bless me with it, and bless me from the time I open my eyes from to the end of time. Just bless me with this business is all I ask for. And like when I opened my eyes and I came home from surgery, I already had the business somewhat rolling.
Mm-hmm.
But when I came home, the recovery process, I'm not even gonna lie, it was just, I was in surgery, so it wasn't like I was reaching out to people. I had people reaching out to me left and right, wanting to work with me, calling me this and calling me that. I tune cars for a living, so I tune race cars, street cars, performance cars. I make them go faster. And what I asked for is exactly what he gave me, and he blessed me with that, and because as soon as I got back from surgery back home, that phone rung and it hit immediately. Immediately, before I even got home back to Florida, I already had maybe 12, 15 cars that was lined up ready to work for me, and it
God
was
bless
just
you.
and it hasn't slowed down. Still to this day, still to last night, it never once slowed down. Um, and I'm very thankful for that. I had to say that part. I'm very thankful for that because God definitely answered that for me, and that was what I I asked Him that with my whole heart and soul, like my whole heart and soul. When I open my eyes, please help me with this business. And he answered it. He was there. Now to have a kidney while being an entrepreneur, like I said, there's no difference. Like I
Mhm.
work as hard as I want. If I have to stay up late to do what I have to do, if I have to wake up early, do what I have to do. As being an entrepreneur, you're under a lot of stress at all times. There's never a time where I'm never not under stress. You know, because I'm not just locally. I'm a business also internationally. So it's local and international customers all over the world. So it's like I'm always in stress. I'm always working. I'm always this, always that. But like I feel perfectly fine. I don't feel where I don't have no energy for them. I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like where my stomach's in pain or my sides in pain or my scars are in pain or
Mhm.
anything. I feel perfectly fine. There is no like effect on me where it changed me, where I can
Mhm.
operate and work and grind and go after my goals and living my dream right now. And I have one kidney. I meet so many people and talk to so many people through my business, and nobody even knows I have one kidney because I look perfectly fine. I talk perfectly fine. I move perfectly fine. I can run. I'm a runner. Like I like to go to the parks and run. I like to go jogging. I like to have that type of workout, and people would even know that I have one kidney. So like, it doesn't affect you as business, doesn't affect you anything like that. I have a very strong mental state of mind, so it doesn't affect me there either. I'm just happy just to be on my feet. I'm happy to open my eyes, and I'm happy that my sister's still here. My family is still together, and I have my business.
That's amazing. I'm very proud of you for all your accomplishments. And, God truly blessed you. You did such a selfless act and you asked for something and He gave it to you, right? You gave life and He gave you all your heart desires. And so
Yeah,
we could only just appreciate Him for the good that He's done in our lives, right? And
Right.
that's the thing. Like I love about you and I is that we support each other through all of our dreams and desires. You know, when I was writing my book, you know, I told you about it. You even bought my book. And so I appreciate that, you know, and we bounce ideas off each other and we talk and, you know, it's nice because we're both on that journey together. And so it's just a good feeling to just see you thrive and I'm doing good, great, and thriving through my journey. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So a lot
Yeah.
of people want to know, like, you know, how has like the gratitude aspect of it played in your life? You know, you're into church, right? You're a spiritual person. You know, how do you think that really shaped you?
How
You
that
know,
shaped
yeah, like
me.
shaped me, like how, you know, to be the man that you are today.
Um, I wouldn't say it shaped me. I was already a man of God.
Okay.
And so it wasn't like it shaped me in a better direction or a different direction. It's just going into this process. I already had faith.
Yes.
You know, I've had faith before I even made it through the other side, or before this kidney left my body. That this
Yep.
kidney entered her. This kidney entered her body. I've had faith all along. And I would say it's strengthened my faith a little bit. Well, I've strengthened my faith, but it's strengthened my belief because some people can always hear about like these these miracles from God and stuff like that, but to live in it and see it, is one thing. I asked for a recovery or my sister to get better, and then he blessed me with the opportunity to give that opportunity.
Hmm.
So it's like when I'm asking him for, he's providing or he's giving. So it's not like it's not like he doesn't hear me.
Yeah.
I know this right here just confirmed it in my life that he hears what I ask for, what I pray for.
Yep. So, you know, there are other people out there right now that are even considering. So, a lot of people are probably going to tune back in, watch the replay because they want to hear from your perspective. This is why it was so important for us to do this, especially because it's Kidney Awareness Month right now. So, many people may consider being an organ donor, like, but they're a little hesitant, they're a little unsure because, you know, it's giving an organ. What advice would you give someone who is thinking about becoming a kidney donor?
Um, if you want to do it, do it. You know, there's no this. When you love somebody, when you there in your corner, there is no pause or hesitation to that. You
Mhm.
know, I felt like if you're gonna do it, just do it. You shouldn't be scared about it. You shouldn't be nervous about it. Because I'm pretty sure if the shoe was on the other foot, and you needed that help,
Yep.
and you needed your life saved, and you have a family, and you have a husband or a wife or kids, and or whatever, you would need somebody or want somebody or pray for someone to save your life. So when you have the opportunity to save someone else's life, that's your chance. And you don't never want to turn your eye or turn your head to family. And it don't have to be just family. It could be a best friend of 10 years, a best friend of 30 years, or whatever like that. It could be a cousin or an aunt or anything like that. Those acts of blessings is impactful because you can still live a perfectly normal life even with one kidney. Some
Yeah.
people are even born with one kidney.
Yeah. Very
If
true.
you're People are born with one kidney, and they'll go from and live their whole entire life until they're older and they pass away, and they live a perfectly normal life on one kidney. I know a few people now who are 70 plus years old or 60-ish, 70-ish plus years old with one kidney, and he says, "Yo, I'm living perfectly fine. Like I'm working." I see him back in my hometown whenever I pop in for church, and he's still there. One kidney, older guy, happy every time he sees me. Um, just do it. Don't be on the fence about it. Because you know why? you wouldn't want God to be on the fence about you.
Ooh,
So on the
that's
fence
deep. I like that one. You don't want God to be on the fence of you, right? And there are people that I've met that has given a kidney to a complete stranger. They don't
yeah,
even know, and even if you're not a match for that particular, so let's say my brother wasn't a match for me. There's still something called the pair exchange where he could have given his kidney to a complete stranger and that complete stranger person could have given me the kidney. So it's like a swap for a swap. And
right,
so there are different alternatives. So if you want to do it, you have other options, even if you're not a match.
right. And sometimes you just got to do it. I know a particular person um, that I know, and her mom had a failing kidney, and she was just on the fence for years. Not to say that she probably could have been did the transplant. I think her mom already got the green light to get the transplant, but she been on the fence for years about if she wants to do it. She used to always ask me questions, about how was I, what was the effect of me, and this and that. But like I tell people all the time, sometimes I tell people all the time. Sometimes you never know how much borrowed time you're on. Yes, you wake up every single day, or that person wake up every single day, but it be that one day they don't wake up, and then you be like, man, I wish I did that. I
Yep.
wish I saved that person's life. I wish I could still hear that person's voice, hear that person laugh. Um, and if you have the opportunity to save someone's life, save it. Like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot, you would want your life saved.
Absolutely. And I'm so grateful that you saved mine, right? And if it was vice versa, like you can't imagine life without that person. Like, even though my brother could be a pain, y'all, and I love him, but I can't imagine life without him. Like, what would it be like? You have that little brother or sister or somebody that's always been rocking with you, and now they're not here. Your day to
Right.
day life is just different, right? And people talk a good game. They say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it," until it really gets up to that point, because your nerves, you're scared. And so that's why it was so important for me to do this, because I want to be able to debunk some of those myths and let people see that you can still live a quality life with just one kidney. You can still have children. You can still be a father. You could still be a great son. You could still be a business owner. Nothing changes, right? You only take a little downtime out of your life to heal. But once that healing process is done, you continue through. And the healing process is not saying that it takes you a whole year to heal. Sometimes it's just a couple of weeks or maybe a few months, right? Just till your stitches heal up and you can get back into the groove of things. But a lot of jobs are offering people that ability to take that time off so they could heal properly and things of that nature. So there
Right.
are options out there if you just do your research. And we had a great team, right? Like, we got assigned a social worker, and that social worker, so kudos to all the social workers out there that guided us and showed us and tell us and let us know what we could do. And they were just amazing all around. So,
Yeah.
looking into the future, what are your hopes and aspirations, both personally and professionally, as you continue your journey as a kidney donor and entrepreneur? I like to know that before we end out.
I would just, continue living the life I'm living right now. Stay healthy,
Mm-hmm.
continue just to continue. Now I have this new chapter of being a father, being a dad, dad with one kidney, but I have there's no downfall of that, no effects to that. I'm perfectly fine. I'm still able to. I take my daughters, to parks, ice cream, food, movie theaters. I live a normal life amongst everybody else they wouldn't even know. You look at me, you're looking at me right now in the camera, and
Yeah.
you don't even know the way I'm talking, the way how I'm speaking, the way I'm just sitting here. I'm like, you wouldn't know. So like I would just say just do what you got to do, but like I live a perfectly normal life, and I'm happy that I'm able to do that. And you know, I would just say there's so much to really say.
But what's
I
your
feel like
plans for you? What is your future plans? Do
My
you have
future.
anything that you have for the future, your business?
Yeah, just keep this. I just want to keep growing my business, keep living a good life, keep living a healthy life, keep living a happy life. All my family's still here. Where my sister's still here, and just still able to enjoy and keep building more memories in the future. Um, I'm really simple. I'm hardworking and I'm simple. So that's my plan. My plan is just to keep working hard, keep having my family, um, and just keep being a good person. That goes a long way. Just keep being a good person goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. And just take care of your health, guys. That is the biggest thing. This is the purpose of this podcast is to come on and inspire everyone to take care of your health. Don't wait until a crisis happens, right? Don't wait until it's too late. Your diabetes is out of control because the two reasons why people actually end up the top two, not the only two, but the top two is diabetes and high blood pressure. Especially in our culture, people are not going to the doctors fast enough to see what's going on. It's so important that we get annual checkups. But it's not only that, it's just that, but we're actually monitoring our stuff. We're monitoring our blood pressure. We're writing them down. We're seeing where our sugar levels are. And if those are starting to increase, we're contacting the right people to let them know. You have to be an advocate for your own health. You can't just sit back and just say, oh, the doctor's got everything. No. Okay. I've had people, friends that were on dialysis and did not make it. Okay. They did not make it because they weren't fighting hard enough. Some of them, they were just taking whatever the doctor says. And I'm not teaching that here on this podcast and on this channel. I'm teaching you to take control. You want that kidney? Go out and do what's necessary for you to get that kidney. If I didn't go out and do all the testing and run with it, do you think my brother would have given me a kidney? Absolutely not. Right? The only reason he was even able to give me one is because I put myself on this list. I monitored things, I spoke up. And for those of you that are looking for something that's going to help you, just document, I have a new line of health logbooks, guys, for people that have the diabetes, hypertension. I have all of this in the Amazon storefront that I created with a
Yeah,
team of RN nurses, guys. And not
yeah,
only that, we have the books, we have the journals, we have all of that for you. So we're out here creating, empowerment products because there's no reason for anyone to fail in this chapter of their life.
right. It's, you gotta take control of your own life. That's all I really can say. You take control of your life. You start with your health. You start with you, and you don't put nothing else above that. Before you. Um, Regardless if you want to be a business owner, regardless if you want to be a book writer, you want to be a firefighter, you want to be a policeman, if you want to be an educator, and, that's all fine and dandy, but it all starts back with taking care of you first. Because if you are not taken care of first, then no way for you to be good to others, for you to take care of like the things you want to do in life, or where you want to go in life, or what you're trying to achieve in life, or how long you're trying to be here in life. Take care of you and your health first, and you will actually see everything else unfold and live a longer, happier life.
Yep. Just like my tagline, I always say health is wealth. Without health, you have nothing. So we do have some more. It says, I'm so proud of you both. Such a great testimony. This is what you call love. May others be blessed by your story. God bless both of you. That was from Cindy. Also, I have I'm Just Fine podcast says, thank you for saving my bestie. It's hard losing a sibling. My friend, she lost a sibling, so she knows what that's like, to not have your brother or your sister around. So, I mean, anything else that you want to share before we wrap up today? I don't see any more questions here. Everybody just wanted to know, are you in good health? That checks off. Are you fulfilling your life to the fullest? It looks like that checked off. Do you have any regrets? You told us no. Is there anything else you want to end out on?
No, we covered every basis. Rewatch this video, rewatch it. You may want to rewatch it a few times. You might be able to take away something every single time you watch it. Um, it's just like I said, do for others. If you're on the fence of doing this, don't be. I'm perfectly fine. I remember when my doctor, when I woke up and I was about to head back home, he was like, "Hey, you can eat whatever you want." He said, even if you wanted to drink, you could drink whatever you want. Even because you gave one kidney does not mean you can't have a drink, or go out and get drinks, or have wine, or anything like that. He said you can live a perfectly normal life. Obviously, if you drink too much, then that's not going to be too good for your body, but you can still live a perfectly normal life, just like anybody else. Just take care of you, and and if you have the opportunity to be like in my shoes, help someone else out. Regardless if it's his family, friends, loved ones, spouse, child, your child. If someone's in need of you, um, do a good act of God. Like I told you, just God will always bless those who do His work. So
Amen.
just do what you got to do, and before anything, just pray over it. When you pray over it, your answer will come to you.
I truly believe that. Truly believe that. So let everybody know how they could find you. What's your social media? I know I have it here, but just in case you have other platforms, tell people how they can go ahead and find you.
Yeah, you can find me I'm on YouTube, Performance Destination, or Performance underscore Destination. You know, I'm living my best life on there. You'll be able to see how I am, like how my business, like I'm active on my business. I'm not like I'm sitting at home on a bed or in a wheelchair or crutches or anything like that. I'm with my customers. I'm working. I'm busy. I got one kidney, but looking like if I have two, three, or four kidneys. It's just, if you want to see my life after um, giving a kidney, you can find me on there from YouTube. Performance Destination, or you can also find it as Performance underscore Destination.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We really appreciate you taking time to hear our story. Share this with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and just get the word out, guys.